live. Oh, and that is, I'm going to hit, got it. And Pete, that's the word from the control room we are waiting for. We are a few minutes late with a couple of technical difficulties, but we are live now. Saturday night. That means it's time for another edition of the Rad Rc Show. Here with my homie Pete. How are you, sir? We have somebody waiting in the wings live at an event. So what we don't want to do is leave him high and dry. Kind of a little pun there because I think it's pouring rain where he is at. But we better give this a proper intro. This is the Rad Rc Show. It is Saturday night. My name is Mike, aka Munster Rc, owner and operator of Carryallrc. If you are a repeat customer coming back for more, I welcome you and thank you for coming back for another edition. If it's your first time, take a look around, hang out. You will learn very quickly. We are a couple of beginner amateurs here. We are not paid professionals, but what we are is a couple of RC addicted dads sharing the world of RC through our lens. Our adventures and the latest and greatest, kind of the lighter side of RC and what's been happening throughout the week. We do have something, if you stick around after our buddy John is done later, we have something special here hidden that we will talk about later on in detail, a little sneak peek. So stick around. Towards the end of the show, we will get into details on the new People's car. Yes. But obviously you can see this is a two-man show. This is a tag team effort. It needs two people to make the world go round, and I am here tonight, as always, with my co-host, with the Moses, my homie, Peter. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Good to be back on a Saturday night, and busy week this week. The people's car. What an interesting name, vehicle. I'm excited to talk about that. Very excited about our guest. Great guy in the industry, does so much for the hobby. I have some of the brand's trucks on the side of me. Big fan of this company. Great group of guys, his whole family, his whole tribe. Just an all-around great guy for the hobby. So excited to talk to him more. And like each week, we like to thank our sponsors, title sponsor, Rebel RC, Carryallrc, Treal Hobby, CowRc, Crazy Crawler foams. We got new foams in today. Powerhobby 2.4 Designs, Crawler Cult RC, RC Misfits, our buddy Scale Rat, Adventure RC, Wesmade, RC Prorack, FMS, Race Place Hobbies, Remote Control Hobbies Orlando. Nick's out there flying first class, by the way, going to truck events. Real Sticky, and our guy Bobby RC Garage. I don't know if people saw the post. He donated. He was nice enough to donate some 24 garage giveaways. We'll show a sample later also. So
Excellent.
Thank you, Bobby, for that. In the chat room, we got Fish and Bill and Scale Audio Solutions.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for joining us. And
Scale Audio Solutions, stick around. We got the speaker all dialed in the SCX6. Nice. And we got some good content loaded up, dude. Scale Audio Solutions. And he's going to be excited to see the people's car. You imagine an audio system in that thing. Yeah, I'm glad they're here. Thank you for joining us, Fish and Bill. You're number one, dude. Thank you. Pete, yeah, it's been an exciting week, but I don't want to hold Johnny up any longer. I think we'll cut our intro short and we'll jump over to him since we are running a few minutes late. But Peter, I needed to compliment you on the video, bro. You look phenomenal. You must be test driving a new webcam there. You look great.
Yeah, it's interesting because you and I have been playing with equipment and came across this highly rated. It was on Amazon, $60, 4K camera. It's made for web conferencing calls, but I finally got it to work, and you could see the difference immediately. I mean, I was
No, wait.
testing it before. It's
I need to know, full disclosure, no change of the light at all. You have no new lighting or anything.
no.
That's all camera.
Yeah. So
Bro,
that's
it
going from an all-in-one in the computer
wow.
to something above my computer right
Bro,
now. Plug and play. Yeah,
it looks great.
Yeah, it was a good find, man.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, we're upgrading. We're getting there,
All right. Give John the nudge.
Yeah, I'm just
Wait.
reading the comments before we bring John in. Scale Audio said, big VW guy here. I played the soundtrack, Mike, to Herbie.
Oh, sick.
And I posted a reel today. They did not have the theme from from Herbie, but
okay.
Yeah, it's funny. All right, let's bring in Element here.
I'm gonna pull up YouTube here on my phone. I'm gonna keep the comments open also, so I don't miss anything.
Brad G's in the house, my man. Looking good.
Oh, the boss is here.
The boss just came in, John.
No pressure. No pressure.
Hey, John, how you doing out there in rainy California?
Oh, it's raining. This is not typical California weather, I'll tell you that much.
But you guys have been in a wicked drought, though, for years. You cannot tell me you didn't need it.
Oh, no, we need it. The problem is it's raining so much that none of the water is sinking in, so it's just running off into the ocean.
Okay.
So it's not like what we need snowpack, which I understand as of Friday we're like 200% over normal. So that should put a big dent in our
reserve
water.
Yep.
Yeah, reserve. So, and I think today's storm above 7,500 feet is like 10 inches of snow, which for us is a lot. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely could use the rain, and we're getting it. We got this storm right now, and we have a little bit of a break tomorrow, and another big storm hitting us on Monday.
Wow.
Well, yeah, exactly what you're saying, John. The problem is some of that rain is kind of dangerous. That's when you're getting the mudslides, and so too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Yeah, well, Southern California is known for their wildfires, and we've had quite a few bad wildfires this year. And now we're getting the rain, which there's no roots or any greenery to help hold the hillsides up. So yeah, it's dangerous out here for sure.
All right, let's take 2 steps backwards, and I am not going to take no insult in this. We are just going to follow proper procedure. I need you to give us a proper intro. Just go down the routine, who you are, what your name is.
I'm John Schultz from Element Rc. I've been working with Element since it started. Are we going on 4 or 5 years now? So I was lucky enough to help start Element from the ground up. There was 4 of us at Element, me, Brad, Dave, and Aaron. And we have created a monster. Element is a very fun and exciting brand, and with a lot of new and exciting stuff coming. I can't wait for this next year. It's going to be awesome. I've been in the industry for I've been in the industry since the mid 80s. So people nowadays don't understand how nice they have it, because there was no RTRs back then. There was no bearings. There was no electronic speed controls. So people are very spoiled right now. So yeah, I've been in the industry for quite a while. I've been racing, crawling, drag racing, a little bit of everything. So yeah.
Well, there's no question. We talk to you with a little bit of respect. We look up at you for more than one reason. We are both short, but we still look up at you. You were here when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. And I'm not making fun of the age necessarily, just trying to paint a picture. There is history built into the crawler scene. With new people coming every day, they tend to really forget. You've been around for a while. We don't need
when crawling started, there was no going to a store and buying a crawler. We were taking TF2s and other axles and creating our own trucks. There was no crawler tires. There was no crawler bodies. It was. I consider it back when it was fun, when you actually had to build and create your own vehicle.
Or 3D printers weren't, people nowadays have 2 or 3 3D printers. Back then, you were lucky if you found a guy that you knew that had one.
or find a manufacturer that didn't want an arm and a leg to actually build you something. So, there was no buying anything. If you wanted a bumper, you built it. If you wanted a certain body, you had to make it. Either find it at toy grade or make it from scratch. So you guys right now in the crawling world are very spoiled.
We know, but spoiled in a good way. So you have to, element. We can focus on element here. I have to tell you, when we came out to Proline by the Fire, I think in 2019, I think Desmond and I were on the airplane, and what Element was doing right in the very beginning, you guys have it great with the promotional side. You use all the cool little things to get people excited with the Area 51 and dropping those subtle little things. In the very beginning was just like a letter E posted on Instagram, like, what is this Element all about? And when I think we were in the air when we realized, holy crap, we're going to see the debut of Element at Proline by the Fire. So it was really exciting to see what you guys have done in a short period of time. And you always have a very unique truck. I think the Bushido at the end was a great way to end the year last year with a short wheelbase. That really broke the internet for Element, I think. So that's exciting. And there's just no shortage of cool things to come with Knights Customs in the corner, printing stuff and designing files to make them pop even more.
Yes.
What was
absolutely.
a game changer? What was a game changer, and this may sound funny, but the scale garage in the box.
Oh my God, good point, Pete.
I mean, when I opened up that box, when I got my first Element, I was like, wow. And people didn't realize at first. People were throwing the boxes away.
Yeah.
And we're like, hold on. Do you see what's inside? You fold a couple creases, you got a scale garage. I still have the box.
When we designed the first Element, we're like, we were, Brad and Dave and Aaron and Sean, the president now of AE, very open-minded. We were sucking everything in. And, we were in a meeting one day, and I was like, what is something that everybody gets that throws away first? And it's the box, and I'm like, let's take this box and make it a scale garage, and we'll just keep making the scale garage different as a new model comes out. And that's what we did. And it's been a huge success. I get emails all the time, or texts or PMs saying, hey, how do I get a box? Or how do I get a scale garage? Just like buy a truck, buy a truck, you get a free garage. So, like the Gatekeeper has like a background of like a desert big rig with some toolboxes and stuff. The kit, you open it up, and if you unfold all the box itself, you'll find street signs and difficult signs and all kinds of cool stuff.
The IFS kit came with the arcade.
Came with the arcade. And it came with the arcade that said Gatekeeper and what was the other Trail Runner.
Yeah.
And the arcades had the names of the next trucks in that box. So you need to really kind of follow us, because Brad and Dave are very good at putting Easter eggs.
They sure are.
Everywhere. You never know where you're going to see something special.
Everything seems to be...
Somebody just put that in the comments.
Oh yeah, Eddie's. Yeah, Jeremy's got it right. Yeah, good point, Jeremy. But the Easter eggs have always been that little cool thing that people get excited for. They're ripping them open to find like those little things. I think we saw Fox Mulder peeping through a small little window in the last in the Bushido one. Like it took me a second. Yeah, I sent that to Brad. I'm like, isn't that who's staring through the window? We got Fox right here. But it's very creative. And it just adds that whole little extra element, if you would.
Yeah, and if you look in the very first box as well as other boxes, there's like a 10 millimeter over in the corner on the ground. There might be a quarter. One of the boxes, unfortunately, Dave, one of his dog passed away, and there's a calendar on the wall that has his dog on the calendar. So there's a lot. There's not just like Easter eggs, but there's a lot of personal
touches that
are from us that go into these boxes.
That's super cool. And every once in a while, you'll see that 10 millimeter pop up somewhere else. I've seen it sneak up on an Instagram photo, and somebody's like, "Is that a mistake? Did they mean to leave that there?" And I'm like, "I think they did." That was intentional.
There's a lot of work that goes into our boxes, our sticker sheets, our everything. So finding that detail is it's awesome. I just love what we come up with sometimes.
Yeah, it's an exciting group, and that you all seem to work together very well. Plus, even outside the core group of you four, I don't know what you would want to call them, your adventure team, your brand ambassadors. You just have this West Coast clique that really helps support what you guys are doing. The Element brand is a very exciting one to watch and support and be a part of. Good stuff. But John, we can't talk to you for too long without really wanting to know more about what you're doing in the no prep scene, because I don't think it's any secret. You really have taken a liking to this whole no prep drag racing thing.
No prep to me, it's I've always been a hot rod enthusiast. My very first car was a 1964 ragtop Volkswagen. My second car was a 1960 Volkswagen, and but they're always lowered and big motors, and I was always into that scene. And growing up in a motorsports family, I just love racing, period. And then when drag racing came out, it's all about getting your car to do that little bit extra, going that extra mile an hour. Right now, but 2 years ago we were trying to go 2.2s at 65 mile an hour, and now we're running 1.6s and 1.7s at 90 mile an hour. Wow. And it's just crazy how you can take a rubber tired short course based. I know they're not really short course based, but they have a full gearbox in them, suspension, and you're going that fast with these cars, and it's growing. It's with people like NPRC TV going to these events and doing live broadcasts, and it's really helping this grow. And it's crazy how you go into certain towns, like you go to Colorado, like Denver area, and you think there's like one group, and there's like 5 groups. They all kind of battle each other, kind of like no prep,
like street outlaws. Yeah.
So right now the fast guys are Arizona guys. Arizona guys have always been fast. I think it has to do with it never rains there, and it's always always hot. So,
they got time to practice.
But it's cool just to kind of get out. I travel the country, and I love this. What I like about it, it brings back RC like it used to be. And what I mean by that is when you're racing off road, you win and you get a B6, SC6, a T6, whatever, and you build it, and it's behind its paint job. It's the same vehicle out on the track. You go do a drag race, and it's different bodies and different chassis, and you know, you can really put your heart and soul, kind of like crawling. You know, it's you build your crawler how you want to build your crawler. You want a Toyota body or a Jeep body or a, you know, Suzuki Samurai body. You know, you have those options out there to make those and build them and put interior in them and people. And, you know, I love the tinkering. Not that I have that much time to tinker because I travel so much, but, you know, that's what draws me into these kind of to the drag racing and the crawling right now.
The purse that you can win cannot be a downside. I can't believe some of these purses I'm hearing about, like 20K. I mean, maybe that's
20K is a small. I mean, we just raced. We raced a couple races that were, you know, almost $40,000.
Wow.
One of the person that won, she went home and actually bought herself a 2022 Corvette with her purse.
Wow.
So, you know, there's money to be made, but when you show up, there's no, I mean, you have to put the work in. You know, I get PMs and calls and all the time. People are like, hey, how come my car doesn't do fast like you? How come it's not doing, you know, 1.6s at, you know, 90 mile an hour? Because you got to put the time in. You know, you got to get your car out, and you have to go out and find a road, and you need to test. It's work. If you don't put the time in, you're not gonna achieve the goal that you want in result. So,
just out of curiosity, if you would take like a bone stock, no prep drag car and hit the street with it, what kind of times are we talking about versus an RTR versus something that you spent years putting time into?
Believe it or not, I run the DR10M. It's our mid-motor kit, and besides bearings and electronics, there's really not too much more you need to do to it. There's a lot of stuff done in my car, like aluminum hubs and carbon fiber chassis. Carbon fiber chassis, it's a little bit lighter, but it's really not going to do much different than the G10 chassis. But we also make an aluminum chassis. So, I mean, you can really make it how you want. But there's a father and two daughters that showed up at a track in Milwaukee.
Yep.
He bought two cars for his daughters. He made the girls build them. They went to their first race with the Scotty Straight Line Showdown in Milwaukee. Stock bearings, stock everything except for electronic. You know, you have to put your own electronics and your own body on it. But they ran 169, 170s at 85, 86 mile an hour.
Wow.
So very competitive then.
Very, very competitive out of the box.
Wow. Okay.
People get misguided that, oh, I have to have this car or I have to have that car to win races. And that's not it at all. It's all about putting the time in and making that car work. Just like your crawler. If you just take your crawler out of the box, it's going to do great. But if you're out there trying to climb this mountain, of course, you know you're going to have to add weight. You're going to have to put stiffer springs on the back. You have to change tire foams. It's the same thing, just in a different type of condition. And this no prep racing, you could be racing on concrete. You could be racing on a gravel road. You never know where you're going to race. So just because I'm doing 1.6s, 1.5s here, doesn't mean you're going to do that, in the Midwest where you have a crappier road. So it's all really about spending the time and learning your car and putting the work in. I mean, I'll help guide people as best I can. I do have a setup sheet of how I run my car, but as far as putting the time in and your surface and your body and what tires you run, that all plays into effect.
At some point, it's the driver.
It's the driver. It's knowing and learning. I've never learned so much about a speed control tuning until I got into drag racing.
I bet. You mentioned the word crawler. pretty many times here. So with you traveling around the world or around the country, there's a crawling event coming up next month.
Yes.
I can only assume that we would see you at USTE next month. Would that be a fact?
Yes.
Okay.
I will be at USTE in full effect. Or we'll have the Element booth up. I will have quite a few trucks. I'll have some new stuff there that we haven't released yet. I'll have I'll be out there crawling with you guys. I'm bringing my basher trucks, my MT8 and the MT10, because if you guys have never been to USTE, it's a great event. It's 3 days of just. I keep telling Brad, this is Brad's event.
Thank you.
This is full dollhouse. I call it full dollhouse. This is where you're gonna go and see some pretty awesome dollhouse stuff on your crawler. So
we started a whole campaign.
Trying to get Brad. Yeah.
GoFundMe. We almost started a GoFundMe.
I've been telling Brad for a long time. Unfortunately, I know Brad's a very busy person.
Yeah.
He's not just, he's marketing manager. He's not just, helping me get to where I need to go. He's also helping Dave and everybody else, and answering questions and doing all that stuff. So maybe one of these days we'll see Brad. I think he'll get a big kick. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm already working on my cars. Yeah.
This is a great event if you've never been to it, but a great place to bump elbows with someone like you out on the trail. I know we've seen you many a times out there geeking out, down on your belly, getting some great photos. It's exciting to see the brands geek out and get out there on the trail and enjoy themselves. And it's an expo. This is designed for the brand to highlight, showcase what's new in 2023. So, if people are listening, new things are coming. This is the place to come and see them firsthand. That's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And people, it's a very dangerous place too, because when I went there, I was thinking, okay, it's tiny trucks, but they do drifting. They have big rigs. They have a basher day. They do mud racing. The trails are all through this beautiful forest. They have scale houses, scale bridges. The amount of vehicles there that have so much detail is insane. It's a great, awesome place to be.
I think the first year I went, I kept hearing, the reference scale. It took USTE to bash me on the head with a hammer and realize, oh, now I get it. These guys are next level, but it is kind of exciting to walk through the gallery and see a truck that you might have been watching on Instagram or Facebook and be like, I know that truck. And then the next thing you know, you're actually meeting the person that built it and, shaking their hand and hearing the stories of, the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it. So there's so many levels to it, but like you said, there's so much to offer. On the last day, they're doing the big ramp, the big jumps, and drifting, and there's something for everyone.
Vintage racing.
Yeah, the vintage Tamiya rally. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Mike Kirby got I think $100 bill on racing the vintage. Vintage has to be an RC10 6-gear vintage RC10. We're going to race with each other, and whoever beats each other is going to walk away with $100.
Nice.
Is that on? We do drag races on Saturday night out there in some Winco parking lot, which is pretty awesome.
Absolutely. I'm excited, and it's kind of the kickstart, almost in a way, to 2023. Knock the cobwebs off. New year. It's a great event to get going after. Getting that cabin fever, but you definitely don't seem to get any cabin fever. So you literally are just driving around, or do you fly a lot, or is this mostly spending that much time in a car traveling around?
I can make it to Florida in about 2.5, 3 days. So I'd rather drive for a couple of different reasons. One is I can carry all my stuff, my rigs, my easy ups, my tables, my generator. I can take everything with me. I know it's going to be there when I get there. Also, another problem with me is I'm going to be at USTE on that weekend, and the next weekend I'll be in Alabama at another event. So I need to have all that stuff in Alabama. So if I ship it, will it make it there? Probably not. So this is a good way for me to do these two events, make sure all my stuff's there, as well as I get to stop and see hobby shops on the way and see new people that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's a great point. I'm a big fan of two birds with one stone. You seem to be multitasking, being able to stop in at these hobby shops. That makes a lot of sense. And not, with everything you're hauling. So, fair enough. But yeah, the life on the road. So
and it all starts the end of this month.
Right. Well, we'll have we're excited. We're going to bring Rob on here next week for a little Q&A. Take a little deeper dive into what's going to be new. This isn't a show tonight about UST. We didn't mean to divert so much, but a little plug for them. The vendor area that they're normally working with has seemed to quadruple the scale of what they're working with this year. I don't even know what the number is, but it has. I'm going to go with quadruple the number of vendors now. It's an event that is growing year after year.
Hey, hang on a second. Can you guys hear this?
Is that rain?
No, that's a monster truck.
No.
Yeah.
Is it? So what kind of an event are you at right now?
I'm at Monster Jam.
Oh, you're at Monster Jam.
I have a long history with Monster Jam. I have a lot of friends that I've met through Monster Jam. I've known Dennis and Adam and Ryan for quite a few years. She's 15, 17 years, something like that. So when they come into town, I like to go out and hang out with these guys and talk with them, and because they live in North Carolina, so anytime I can go out and see those guys when I'm not busy, of course I go out and hang out with those guys. So that's why I'm here.
Oh, fantastic! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a curveball. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Wow. Now I'm jealous.
Yeah. I've been in. Like I said, I've been working for quite a few different companies, and the people you meet and the people that you become friends with is mind-boggling. And I don't care what anybody says. It's a small world. It's a super small world. You'll never know and who you're going to meet, where you're going to meet them, or see them or whatever. It's pretty awesome.
No doubt. Well, John, I can't thank you enough for sharing a little story about who you are and giving us a few minutes of your time to tell us a little bit more about the no prep drag racing scene. I think at the end of this call, Peter and I will be spinning our wheels to see if that needs to be something we need to try. It's definitely exciting, and like you said, it seems to be growing more and more. But you really need to have a zip code or an area code that nearby that you can be a part of. That's a big help. If you have a good no prep drag club nearby, would be a big help.
It really, I don't care what hobby you do, either if it's tiny trucking, if it's drag racing, or if it's off-roading or oval racing or flying airplanes. It's always good to start with a new, or go to a hobby shop and meet people and find out where those people are at and where they're going, or where they're going to go fly or race or drag race or crawl. And it's a good way of learning about our hobbies quickly. I know crawling's even though it's been around for years and years and years, it's still it's still kind of an underground segment in the hobby, because people get together all the time and they go to their local spot, or they bounce around, you know, in their local area. So go to your hobby shops, talk to the people behind the hobby shops, find out who your local crawlers are. And more likely, when you find your crawling group at that hobby shop, you're going to find 3 or 4 more crawler groups or drag race groups or whatever. And support your local hobby shop. Please support because if you don't support them, they're not going to be around to support you later.
You know what, John, that's such a good point, because I can tell you from our local hobby shop, once you get to know them, you realize there are people there with some of the most epic builds that I've ever seen. But the one thing that they've got in common is none of them have a Facebook page, none of them have an Instagram, and they could care less about social media. And so getting into that hobby shop and talking, you know, talk to a human again, and you're going to engage with people, and that's a really good tip. Jeremy's saying that there's some no prep drag racing going down Friday night at USTE also.
Oh, it's Friday night. Okay, it's Friday night. Yeah, last year I missed it because I thought it was raining, but it didn't rain where they were at. So I will be there this year.
Now, I'm going to tell you the wrong night.
I wish they would I wish they would make it a little bit more of this is when it's happening. It's kind of like still an underground thing. Hey, we're going to meet here on this night. So I know it's hard for them to make it a set in stone thing there, but because we are going to a parking lot and running until the nice officers run us off like last year. But
and this is kind of underground. This isn't a sanctioned USTE thing per se, right? This is underground.
We're just showing up and running whatever. They run everything. They're going to run whatever shows up. So it's more of there's no money involved. It's just a good time. That's all it's going to be that weekend. Okay.
Well, that is fantastic. Well, John, you get back to Monster Jam, and stay dry. Try not to float away out there in California. Our best to all the people that are, taking the brunt of this rain right now out there.
It's crazy. We're not used to it. So, it's pretty crazy. Sorry. Hopefully I know it's a little dark in here. I'm trying to
get a little.
Yeah.
No, you look good. You look good.
Yeah.
So, but
it's gonna be. Yep.
I just wanted to say
next couple weeks.
Yeah. That's the best way to leave it is support Element. You guys know what you're doing. All the exciting things. We can't wait to see what Element has in store for us. We're here to support you guys and keep doing the great work that you're doing.
Yep. Well, thank you. Thanks for supporting us.
Absolutely.
And it's funny, before you go, I was telling Brad when we had him on the show, you have that one truck that you never get rid of. And my first Element.
There it is.
There it is.
This will never leave my stable. I sell trucks, flip them. Has a piece of my heart, John.
You got the yellow headlights in it too. I like that. Mine's got yellow headlights also.
Yeah.
I love it.
First Element, and there'll be many more.
I love it.
Cheetos over there too. Get started.
Oh yeah, I see it there. That's awesome. I love it. Well, John, I will see you in about 4 weeks, sir.
Absolutely. Can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Take care again, John.
All right, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well,
he's got me super duper excited now. Thank you, Jeremy. At Ease RC. Oh, Glenn Shelley. Brad and John, we have Glenn Shelley requesting that Element restock their 5Xs for the big boy. We need the big boy size hoodies. Element, that was one good thing that Element did, and a lot of other brands did not put those 5Xs out there in that size. They're hard to come by, but
I can't even get them for Treal. I mean,
I know they're hard. They are
it's
hard to come by, but
once you
we've
go
seen
over
them.
4XL,
It's
the
tough.
manufacturing
I
is
know.
hard to. But I want to get into the chat room. People that
Please.
joined us. What's up to Jan, RC Misfits, Matt Thompson, Jeremy Kilburn, Glenn Shelley, and Bobby Mack. Thanks,
What's up,
guys,
Bobby Mack? I can't wait.
joining us.
Bobby Mack, he'll be at the Element booth.
And that's some setup, man. I remember
Yeah.
last year when we met John, when we're going through vendor row. You know, the thing I like about Element is the pride they take in the brand. The display is top notch.
Yep.
And that booth last year was top notch, man. All the trucks out and the branding. You know, kudos to Brad and the whole team. You know, the branding of the booth and yeah, it's going to be a great event. Sorry, I'm not going to be there, but you know.
I do, you know, they got to it first, but the one topic I had written down here was about the Easter eggs, and it's no question or no shock that's been one of the cool things about the Element Scale Garage is finding those hidden little Easter eggs. But you can't really go on Instagram or Facebook anymore without seeing someone's Scale Garage. You know, that you're getting those photos of a truck in an RC Scale Garage, and there's so many Element ones. Like it's become very popular and a go-to.
Before we started talking with Bobby RC, I mean, that was the only Scale Garage I had was Element.
Right.
I have pictures of my Gatekeeper that came out fantastic with that backdrop. You know, it's just I don't throw those boxes out.
No, I agree.
Definitely cool stuff, man. And they got some things coming down the pipe, and you know, yeah, look for Element, man. They got some things going on.
Yeah, I should. Well, everybody's been on good behavior. We all know Element's getting ready to drop new stuff in 2023, and it's going to be exciting to see. I'm excited to get the USTE and see what they bring. Like a lot like Proline by the Fire, that story I was telling them. Desmond and I realized in the air as we're getting ready to land, holy crap, they're going to be there. And you know, they did such a great job of keeping everything so freaking classified and ziplock tight. Everything is a surprise. And to be at an event, you invest the money to travel, the time, take time off of work and buy your airfare, and you fly out to somewhere like Proline by the Fire. The reward is to be able to be first to see that kind of stuff. The same thing, USTE this year. If you're one of the people that have bought a ticket and you're going to travel to USTE, guess what? You just heard Element tell you were going to be able to see some of the new stuff that they got there. And that's exciting. They do a really good job engaging with their customer base. So bravo to them. Thank you, Jeremy, for the reminder on the Scale Garage. He's never had Element clothing. You know what? As a matter of fact, I think the closest thing I had to an Element clothing might have been my night shirt, but I don't think I have anything with an Element hat. Jeremy, you have to at least you have to have a hat at least. A patch. I know I got an Element patch around here somewhere too. But yeah, I need to get my Element gear in check before USTE. I gotta get some apparel. So while we're talking about Scale Garages, can we talk Bobby's?
Yeah, let me.
Are you ready?
Yeah. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, Bobby's RC. We, you know, as people know, we've been working with him. You could see one of his garages here. You know, Mike and I have been working with him. You know,
he's been a collaborating vendor with Carryall since like the very beginning.
He was nice enough. I was having a conversation with him, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to donate some garages. And really, what blew my mind is not just one, multiple garages showed up overnight, and we have them as giveaways. And you know, so thank you, Bobby. And you know what I like about this garage that I'm going to show. Sets up in like 2 minutes. If you're gonna bring it to an event for the micros, just awesome. And it's branded with the Rad Show. And Mike and I went a step further, QR code right to the YouTube channel. You can't get better than that.
That's
if you're
super
at an
cool.
Event, It works. It's just a cool setup.
Jeremy, why aren't you going to sleep? Because you know now USTE is going to have some new element stuff. Is that what you mean? Jeremy is saying now you won't sleep knowing that. I'm assuming maybe new element trucks, you might not be able to sleep because you can't wait the anticipation. Dude, I've seen that logo somewhere. Bobby RC Garage is slated on this micro, dude. That is a dope micro garage.
The QR code goes right to the channel, and yeah, it's
what a neat little extra to have that QR code like that. Oh, bravo.
That was the first one I ever did on my own, the QR image.
I need applause. Do I have it?
So yeah, we'll be giving those away at some point. Just add to the stockpile once we get past this FMS. Good thing the FCX 2024 is still hot. I mean, it's taken us a little while to get the auction this off, but yeah. So we got that. We got Rebel. We got CowRc makeover, bench makeover. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, we got a couple good things. Yeah. So Bobby's RC this week. We got the FMS drop. And also Crazy Crawler foams arrived to the Rad Show.
I wanted to tell him, I don't think there's any secret. Jeremy, at Ease RC, I think there might be some new apparel loading onto the Element page soon. That's what I'm holding out for, is to see what kind of apparel Element brings in 2023. I mean, I do love the hoodie that you're wearing there.
Stop by the booth, you'll definitely get a hat. That's for sure. I mean,
yeah.
I can't tell you how many.
Well, there. Yeah, Jeremy, stop by the booth and get a hat. John, save one.
So yeah, I mean the micro foams. We'll talk about that real quick. So
I'm still geeking out over that garage, bro.
Yeah, that garage is pretty sweet.
That's hot.
You know, like I was telling you, you know, the videos I sent you, I have no more room here. What you see behind me, I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna have to break a wall down, I think, on the other side and go into my wife's hobby room. But,
so what are we gonna have to do? Come up with something creative and witty, fun way to give these things away? I mean, these are all donated by Bobby to help grow the show and say thank you to everyone. So we'll come up with something fun to give them out.
Once we get past the FMS truck, which we're approaching 400, so we're almost there at that 500 mark. So everybody watching, promote the show. We'll move past that, and then like Mike was saying, we got all these other giveaways coming up for the new year. Thank you, Bobby. That was very nice of you to donate. And you know the shipping. I mean, like I told you, the shipping was unreal. I mean, he overnighted those from Alaska to my front door through my station at FedEx in one day. So
wow.
Hats off to you, Bobby. Thank you.
Jeremy wants one. He's bad. He's saying, give that stuff away now.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
It's a
I think
garage for the mic.
I'm pulling for Jeremy. I want him to win one. Some of his builds sitting in the back of one of these micro garages. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, that would.
You let Rad Rc flex the Rad Show logo and watch our numbers jump. We'll be at 1,000 tomorrow.
We'll be calling up Heath. You got the product ready.
Right.
So yeah, scale garages to come as a giveaway.
I love it.
And then the 1.0 micro foams, those dropped. You know, he sent me a package, Crazy Crawler. Those are coming your way. And
do you have one nearby, or?
Yeah, I actually just mounted them on the. Remember the Powerhobby mud horses?
Yeah.
So I just mounted them.
No, I'm excited to see these Crazy Crawler 1-inch foams.
So
very nice.
These are slated for the TRX 4M, but I went ahead and put them on the mud boss.
Perfect.
So, you know, they actually trail wheels. I just finished up before the show.
I mean, I'm definitely going to use the same tire at Powerhobby at least, if it's not the other one.
So I think it's going to fit a lot of 1.0. You know, you just need a bigger tire. I mean, the ones like RC 4-wheel drive, the Crusher. Yeah, these are different. They're a little bigger, but yeah, nice little package. Crazy Crawl informed me they'll be up on A-Main site this week. Nice little foams, man.
Nice. Yep,
And
I know there is another foam maker out there, Flub RC. But he's been making micro silicone, like a TPU printed one, and he's doing a bunch of other stuff. We're gonna have more as a guest in a couple of weeks, probably after UST, probably. We'll get into that, but right now the attention's on crazy crawler foams.
yeah.
I
And
know,
I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions today.
I'll
'Cause
have
I
to pick
posted
some
them
of
up.
those up for your TRX4M. I know Jeremy Kilbert screaming for them. We spoke for like an hour earlier today, and he's excited. I was telling him about the crazy crawler foams. He's like, "Oh, I'm all over it." He's
Yeah.
bringing that truck down to UST. He's like, "I'll have them in there." We got a
Yeah.
great photo with Jeremy, Chris Lindgren. There was a Size Matters. There was a
Yeah,
handful of
last
us. Remember throwing the foams
Well,
up?
I
and-
wasn't there because you didn't
Oh,
call me.
crap.
So
Oh.
yeah. Yeah.
At the event, and we didn't call you
I was the
over.
only one not there because you never
No,
called.
no, I'll blame that on Jeremy. He said, "Hurry up, take the photo."
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I remember the foams. I saw them on the floor. But yeah, so he's making some good foams. You know, I
Nice.
think it was a good release for him to do the 1.0 because this is a versatile. It's not just for the TRX4M.
Absolutely.
So the FMS, I think I showed you the red one. I bought the Treal extension link, so I'm gonna throw these on. I should be done with it pretty soon, probably tomorrow. I still
Nice.
like these mud bosses, man. What
Yeah.
a great tire. And then the People's Car, man.
What was the other one that they did? Well, it wasn't the Mud Boss. Was it a Trail Warriors?
Trail Warrior.
Yeah, that was the other one I used. But I'm going to throw them on the TRX4 also.
Yeah, that's a good tire.
Yeah, it is.
I have
It
to
is.
pick up more of these. But
Yeah. I
so,
got
yeah, that was exciting to get those foams. And like I said, like I was saying before, so a lot of questions came in today about where can I get them, and so Crazy Crawler confirmed that A-Main does have them. They're just in the process of uploading them to the website. So he said next week.
Okay.
So they should be up next week. So
It's usually his big distributor. I mean, he uses A-Main. You know, that's one of the downsides of international shipping. You gotta find a big distributor like that. Fish and Bill, if you're still on here, we got a clear Bushido body. If you're interested, I'm looking for a painter. Fishing Bill, we got a Bushido body to do. Hit me up if you're if you got the time to knock one of these out, Bill. Be fun to do a Bushido body, right? And you know, because I've had the interior done forever. Like I'm dying.
You've had that for like 2 months.
Seriously, you know, I started printing these like a month before it came out. I've had all these parts sitting here. I'm not about to go chop this one up and throw it in there. I want to get the clear body painted and just do everything all at once and throw it in there. But yeah, Pete, I'm sorry. I keep stealing your thunder. You keep wanting to drift into the people's car here. So let's do it. Let's talk the people's car. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Rock in the 80s.
Interesting, you know.
Yeah, bring it on, Bill. Thank you, Bill. A flat red. Bill, we'll talk. I'm sure you can bring some sort of 80s retro vibe back into this thing. I'm sure. Bill can paint. We know that. Pete, so tee it up, buddy. Tee it up. I know you're dying to talk about this thing.
Yeah, so like you mentioned to me, this has been under development, and FMS has been just dropping some super scale stuff. I mean, you look at the last couple of releases, and well, when we heard about this and when I got it, same packaging, the box that you like, the piece, and when I opened it up, I did a quick unboxing. I was blown away by the scale detail of this thing. Now, a lot of Volkswagen people are gonna love this thing, and rear portal axles, and it's just the attention to detail in this little car is just I was blown away, and there's a lot you can do with this thing.
Absolutely.
Jeremy's got the larger version, and did a great job on that.
Did
build.
did you have the one that Jeremy had, the tan one?
No.
Did you never got that one? And I'll tell you, at first I wasn't sure about this. I was like, I don't know if I need a Beetle in my life. And then after I saw it in person, the paint job is phenomenal, and then the amount of detail that they built in there. But yeah, with that rear portal, but the front and rear, it's got the a 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive option, which I thought I like that. So they build that versatility into the controller that you can cycle the 2 and 4-wheel drive off. Full metal gear, stainless steel ball bearings. Like this thing's got some options in it right out of the box, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and of course, in true Rock Hobby FMS fashion, the functioning steering wheel. That's the one that I geek out over all the time. Is that servo steering? They got their own separate servo dialed into that steering wheel. Have you like I pulled this thing out of the box this afternoon and just opened it, like the window film. We'll do it online. The window film's coming off. So boom. It's that new.
Not to ruin your thunder, Brad just made me laugh. So Brad said hashtag let Pete talk. I don't think you could be the MC and the comment guy at the same time.
Right.
I don't think
every time you get excited to go off about this people's car, I cut you off.
Yeah, I don't think you could be the MC and the comment guy at the same time. But yeah, so I opened it yesterday, and yeah, it's just super cool looking, man. It's just yeah, man. I think it's gonna do well. I mean, it's there's a lot you can do with this little guy, you know. And hats off to FMS. They keep dropping some cool stuff, man. I mean, you got
can I talk now?
Yeah, you could talk.
Brad, can I talk now? I feel bad. I'm like on edge now. Oh shoot, I spilled everything. But Pete, the back, bro, the details in that freaking engine in the back, and so if we open the front, I'm assuming what we have.
I didn't even know there was a tire in there.
That's what I wanted to see up front. So they put a spare up there, which makes sense. How'd you get your hood open?
You gotta touch the little lever and it pops up.
Is it taped down? Sometimes
It's got the plastic over it, probably.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Wow. It does look good. You got everything all nestled in there. You get your battery up there. So functioning light kit, turn signals, reverse lights, brake lights, typical Rock Hobby fashion. That matte finish on this thing is sharp, and they did a great job on the tires. I mean, it's a super cool civilian model. I mean, that the one that Jeremy did with the roof rack and the ladder, I mean, he did it all upright, an off-road version. But I mean, especially if you're a Beetle guy, like if this is nostalgic for a Beetle person, you're gonna really love this, man. Like, I'm just holding it up and I'm kind of geeking out in the video looking back at me. Bro, it looks good on video. Imagine how good it looks right here and see it in person. Like, so guess what? You can see it in person. At USTE, FMS will be another vendor on site at USTE, and they will have them there for sale and on display at USTE. This is the kind of stuff you're going to see at USTE.
Did you see that? Did you see their post today?
No.
That they confirmed their attendance and they'll be on. Yeah, like you're saying, they confirmed their attendance today, and they had a QR code to scan. And if you scan it, you'll be eligible to win a prize, and they confirmed their attendance. So, yeah, I mean, they had a nice display last year at USDE. So I'm sure you'll see a lot of these drops that we've been reviewing at USDE. So yeah,
absolutely.
hats off, man. That Beetle's cool, man.
Exciting stuff. Yeah. The only other thing I've been working on, we're going to have my Rccaraction on here very soon. We're going to, I don't know if it's going to happen before USTE or not. It's probably going to be after, because I know my Rccaraction is coming to the USTE. They're coming from the West Coast to the East Side for their first trip to the Ultimate Scale Truck Expo. USTE is bringing something new with them. Again, not a shocker. That's what this whole event is about. It's an expo, a place for vendors to come and highlight and talk about what's new for 2023. My Rccaraction is coming with something cool. We've been planning on taking the Night Runner. People are a little surprised by that. I'm not taking the Bushido since it was like kind of the recent one, but I think the Night Runner, after all the stuff I've been adding to it, that's going to be the truck I'm taking. And we'll see what number.
You put a lot of time. I mean, a lot of, we'll call that the Club 5 Night Runner.
Yeah, it's gotten some Club 5 love. We did, I don't want to show it off right now, but big shout out to RC Plate Shop. I hit up Jeremy Kilburn at Mr. Addy's RC earlier this week, and I was like, hey, you know, we need I need a scale license plate for something special we're doing to the Night Runner. It's going to take on a Night Rider theme, like think David Hasselhoff, Mr. Michael Knight. That is the direction it's going. And he's like, yeah, hit up RC Plate Shop. I'm like, all right, roger that. Placed an order and processed it. It'll be ready in time for USTE, no doubt. Like, pretty quick turnaround. I don't have it yet. Just place the order, you know, hit PayPal, boom, done. And RC Plate Shop stepped up. They sent me a proof already. I know what it looks like. It's spot on perfect. But excited to have them a part of the Night Rider. Theme build using the Element platform, so that'll be fun. Handles work on the doors, super fun. Wait a minute, what's Jeremy telling me? I thought the handles worked for a second when I reached on this thing.
Touch the handle. Oh, Plate Shop. Look at Plate Shop. Look.
Oh yeah,
Rebel USA. Yeah, he does great work, man. I got a lot of his stuff.
Holy crap! The latch literally moves.
Yeah, and he said the rear belt moves on the engine.
Bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I first grabbed this thing and I went and opened up the door, I pulled on the door handle and I was like, it just felt like the door handle worked. I'm like, there's no way that worked. And I went and did it. Well, thank you, Jeremy. He's right. Something just dropped. Probably the battery fell out. Yeah, the freaking handle. That was cool as hell. The seats have that really cool texture. There will be more to come all week long, Pete, on the Facebook and Rad Rc Instagram page. We'll post way more detail in this thing throughout the week. We'll share, you know, more detail of this thing hitting the dirt, hitting the soft pavement all week long. So Facebook and Instagram is a great place to follow along on the Rad Show throughout the week. The things we talk about, we go into a little bit more detail, you know, then. But RC Plate Shop does kill it on the plate side. So if you're looking for a plate, hit up RC Plate Shop, Bobby RC Garages for your scale garages. The micros are phenomenal. And Scale Audio Solutions. If he stuck around here till the end, we got the sound.
He's still here.
Awesome. If he's still here, I have to tell you. So with the Eagles, if you haven't heard, the Philadelphia Eagles have a bye week this week because why? We are on the road to the Super Bowl. I don't want to jinx anything, but our Eagles are doing very well right now. So what perfect way to break in this new sound system except with an Eagles chant. So that was the video reel that I put together right away. And it's not dubbed audio over top. The Eagles cheer is coming from that big ass sound system in the back of the SCX6 with a legit own amplified subwoofer, so you can feel the bass. It is so epic. I'm really a big fan of what Scale Audio Solutions is doing. I was thinking that we were going to be able to get a sound system in this thing. I don't know, Pete. Unless we're going to stick it you gotta get in behind that seat. But I would love to have this thing playing some music. You know,
Play the theme song from Herbie.
Herbie. That would be. I guess. I mean, that was the original name that they were going to go for. That was the original name of that truck. I think was going to be Herbie, and I think, you know, trademarking and whatnot, just better leave it alone. People know what it is. But you could give it a Herbie paint job and a sticker. I'm sure there's got to be some sort of Herbie option out there. I would love it if that roof could come off. Does that soft top come off at all? Probably with a couple of screws. I'd love to see a top come off.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, listen, bro, we haven't got into, hang on. I can't even do it all here. Oh, crap. Yeah, I mean, look at that. This is the kind of stuff that is coming from these people. I mean, it's next level stuff. I mean, the amount of detail and the sizing, the 6-scale anti-tank gun with the mini, like, it's so freaking cool. That's what I've been working on right now is the paint. Where's the trailer at? Hang on.
Yeah, like even like the mini one.
Yeah, where's your mini?
Yeah, it's pretty detailed stuff they drop.
And I did the trailer to match it. I don't know where I put it.
You did the weathering on it.
Yeah, I did the weathering. I got the weathering up front on the Jeep, and it's towing the anti-tank gun. We got the trailer option. I don't know where the heck I put
Jeremy,
it.
nobody reads manuals anymore.
It comes off. Read the manual. Read the instructions, he says. Yeah. I'm sure, like you said, I'm sure once we dive into it a little
just like
bit.
when the Michigan came out, somebody posted a picture of the top off, and everybody's like,
geeking out.
Off? Read the manual. There's 4 screws, and the top comes off.
Yeah, I want to get. I'm having fun using these door handles. The door handles literally work.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
That is some cool stuff.
And what's the price point on that? Did you see? I think it was like $189. I mean, for the price
Really?
point, yeah, I don't think it's over 200. I think, but for the price point of that, you're getting some
Seriously. I mean, it falls in line. I mean, it's got to be comparable size-wise. It's got to be in that, you know, looking for a companion for your Suzuki. I mean, these things look good together. But this one wasn't cheap. I mean, at the time, I think this one was like $280 or something.
Yeah, I think it's still over 200. That was when you tried to get that through the airport from USDE last year.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm just saying, if they got this one down $100 cheaper,
I think it's like 189.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, underneath, dude.
Do you remember that, right? When we were walking through the airport, there's one guy in Orlando Airport walking around with a suitcase, an FMS suitcase.
Like a
Everybody's
bomb.
saying, what's in there? He held that closer. He was like the nuclear codes, the commander in chief with the. You should have had the carry-all handcuffs to the box to your wrist.
Yes. Oh, dude, put the links right on.
That's how you were walking through the airport with that Suzuki.
Yep.
That was first,
Yeah.
first one.
Yep. Yeah, and that's when you saw what, you know, Element gets it right with a super dope scale garage, and then Element gets it right with the scale garage, and then FMS does it right with this foam cases, man. So those are like the boxes you're not going to throw away. You're going to keep your Element scale garage and then that FMS box.
I will not get rid of an FMS box.
Bro, seriously, when you travel, like to keep it in this stuff, I mean, it really makes sense. It makes it super handy to store it and travel. It's fantastic. Pete, where we at? Holy crap, we're at 9:20, Peter. That's why everybody with the TRX4 is trying to crawl without putting it in crawler mode. You know what? That's a very good tip, Jeremy Kilburn. Well, let's put Pete on the spot. Did you put your TRX4M in crawler mode? And that is going to be the tip shared by our friend at EaseRC. Because I got called to the I got called up to the front of the line and called out on it, and I didn't. I've been running my TRX4M right out of the box.
I haven't even
right out of the box, and she's been a gem. But Jeremy made a very good point as we were talking about ESCs. I said, this looks like the micro that I want to take with me to USTE, right? And I said, you know, we could throw in the Castle Micro X2 in here. And he's like, yeah, it's a simple option. He's like, but do you know that it doesn't come in crawler mode? The right into reverse and get the drag brake to work. And if I remember correctly, what Jeremy told us is like 3 clicks on it. When it blinks 3 times, leave it then, and it's right in crawler mode. So I'm excited to try it now in crawler mode. I was very happy with it right out of the box, but he did mention that it is a, well, I mean, obviously we know what an ESC is in crawler mode with, you know, the forward, reverse, the drag brake, you know, so it makes sense, but it is a good tip. I don't think there's enough people that realize that the crawler mode feature is not turned on out of the box. So yeah, very good tip. Oh, wow. It is.
So next week.
Hold the set button. Hold the set button until the red light flashes 3 times. There we go. Sorry, Pete, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, good
next
tip.
Week.
And next week, we got the man himself. And you know what's funny? We had him on.
Yep.
We did a prep going into USTE.
Yes.
The
off season.
As a recap. And now we're going to have him on again. And what perfect timing. I mean, next Saturday will be less than a month out. Perfect time for him to come on the show.
It was.
Brains, everybody watching, get your Q&A ready. And we're going to hear a lot from Rob Matthews next week. So
it actually turned into a 2-parter. I was having some technical difficulties. I think I think the Wi-Fi dropped out, or
let's make sure you got an extender next
week, like as long as everything's going smooth, we don't want to jinx it. But yeah, that's why if you go through the links, the USTE segment there with Rob was a 2-parter, and
that's the only video series that has 2 parts.
Double. Yeah, that was technical difficulties that turned into that. Rob was a great sport. You did a fantastic job, Pete, jumping in there.
A rough one.
But what we thought was important was to kind of show people, like, even in the off season, when, you know, USTE is on people's minds right now, obviously, because we're 4 weeks out. But what is it like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months after the event is over? You're thinking you're in, like wind down mode, or, you know, they're already working for the next year. And that's what it was really cool to bring them on to see, is like, nah, dude, we're literally working towards 2023. And back when we brought him on, Pete, it felt like it was a lifetime away. And I can't believe we're 4 weeks out now.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Well, and that's what, I mean, I think you made a great point. A lot of people don't know what goes on the off season for USDA.
Right.
And for him to explain how he scouts out new trails, Scale Carpenter,
yes,
and all those guys start building and, you know, building bridges and, you know, laying out new trails, new vendor row space. I mean, it's a year event in the planning. I mean, the planning itself takes half the year. So just for 3 days. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next week a lot. And we'll start marketing it early next week, and we'll get a lot of people on and get your Q&A ready, and yeah, it'll be a good show.
I see we got Brad's wheels turning. He's eyeballing that VW, bro. And
so
Brad,
should we start another hashtag? This one will be appropriate. We'll just say get Brad a VW. I mean,
You know what? We could, FMS has been an amazing sponsor of this show. There is a chance if we ask nicely, we might be able to get them to put the VW up instead of the Power Wagon. We swap it and ask them to do the Power Wagon for 500. Instead of doing the Power Wagon for 500, ask them if we could do the VW.
There you go. There's an incentive right there.
I think we're going to have to send an email to our friends at FMS. That's the push. And we're going to try and get this VW out there. So if we hit 500, maybe that's what we can do. We'll see. But yes, right. I'm a big fan, bro. I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I do.
Yeah, you were telling me, you're like, oh, it's just another VW. And now I hear your tune change.
Seriously, I know.
Box. I mean, now you're like geeked out on this thing.
Color me guilty. I am.
Just don't forget to put the front bumper on. I mean, I still got to do that.
I haven't got inspired by a few things. I don't want to steal any thunder out from Jeremy. I mean, he was sending me screenshots of what his plans are, and I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Now I want to do all of them. Yeah, there's some options. But I really don't want to go crazy on it. I kind of just want to leave it alone.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool stock. I mean,
just find a driver and be done. So Pete, I think that's pretty much about it for me, bro. We ran late. It's 9:30 next week. All week long, we are going to be posting and sharing the Rad Show in the Ultimate Scale Truck Expo forum. Rob Matthews has done an amazing job the last week or so. He has hit up Instagram Live. He has hit up Facebook Live for his Q&As. He's coming to the Rad Show for a Q&A live with Rob. So the whole push all week next week is to get your questions ready. This is your opportunity to sit down with Rob and fire off your questions, about the trails, the venue, whatever. No question's a dumb question. Bring them to Rob, put him in the hot seat. He's here to answer them and talk and hopefully generate some hype. And, we want people staying up the next 4 weeks and not being able to sleep with the anticipation on our road to USTE. And we will go live. You hold down the fort back here, Pete. We'll go live from UST. We'll find a guest and do something fun from there, I'm sure.
If I can't be there, at least I could see it virtually.
Well, yeah, we'll do our best to show it along. And, we'll have plenty of times, I'm sure by the fire or somewhere. We'll get out west maybe this year for something. But we'll take one event at a time. Right now it is USTE. And we'll, like I said, Pete, it's been a great week. Life is good. Keep your eyes and ears. Oh, Sugarfoot. I'm an idiot. A total idiot. We forgot to mention the Red Cat Gen 9.
Oh, yes.
Bro, Red Cat came out with a Gen 9 this week, breaking the internet from the Red Cat side. I saw Treal went ahead and did a whole bunch of optional upgrades for it already.
Yeah, and the timing of that. So I had a discussion with my counterpart, and they collaborated and worked behind closed doors. Found out the whole drop and the timing of it, and found out all about how it went down. And
it's awesome. Awesome.
What a drop for Treal. I mean, the timing of when you work with NDAs and behind closed doors and you get it right. I mean, that's one that got done right. I mean,
yes.
The same day it was released, boom, all of a sudden you saw links, and you go to that portfolio parts, you take that Gen 9 and make that thing bulletproof. And
I was totally shocked. I happened to be on the Treal website at the time. I'm placing an order. I think I was grabbing stuff probably for the Night Runner, probably for the TRX4M. I'm filling up my shopping cart and knew the Gen 9 dropped, and I scroll over to the parts list and there it is. Like, it's already there the day it dropped. I'm like, now bravo, great job, Treal. Yeah.
They did a good job on the timing and the collaboration, and
Oh,
Those parts for the Red Cat guys, if they take advantage of those parts, they're gonna be happy with that stuff.
yeah, Treal and Red Cat got it right. We're excited to go see Red Cat at USTE, another vendor that will be at USTE will be Red Cat. I'm sure they're going to be there with Gen 9s and people will be out there on the trails. And I know Fishing Bill's got his Gen 9 on the way. I can't wait to see what Fishing Bill does with his Red Cat Gen 9. He sent me the picture of the wheels he ordered. He's got a game plan for it. I'm excited to see it. Always a big fan of what Red Cat is doing.
I think I'm gonna have to get one of those low riders. One of those low riders. I was looking at RC Patina.
Yeah.
I was looking. I know you have one. I was looking at RC Patina today, and man, that guy, some work that he does, and he got me on my wheels turning with the low rider.
So one of the cool things that the lowrider does, you can get a body cover for your lowrider when it's in the garage, you know?
Wow.
And then it's got the Red Cat, it's got the Rad Show logo on the cover.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so when the Impala is in the Impala's in the garage, it's got the Rad Show logo on there.
That's awesome.
I've been geeking out, slapping the Rad logo wherever we could. We will have Rad Show scale banners with us at USTE.
I was just going to ask you, are you bringing a little
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, always. And, you know, every time you order a Carryallrc product, they go out with the backpacks. The QR code and the link to the Rad Show is at the bottom of your packing list. Every Carryall order, you know, we say hit the pound, hit the bell, ding, hit the bell, and notify yourself.
Bill's on a whole nother level here with the what is it, Jervis? 218 for my 50. Yeah, that's a whole nother level. The low rider.
Wow!
Yeah,
oh my god!
My hobby room can't handle that part of the hobby.
Oh, and I guess Oscar's going to be there with his all decked out in the Treal stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Oscar's doing. I'm excited to see what crawlerpark.com is going to bring with their.
I'm telling you, I'm this close just to when I saw the Crawler Park.
Yep.
I think I saw it from RC Girl first.
Yep. Hemi Storm has one too.
Oh, he does? When I saw it, I went right to Amazon. Now, the price point, when you first think about it, we'll talk about it real quick. $250 for the whole setup.
For the starter kit.
It has everything. But when you think about it, if you're really into that micro scene,
absolutely.
You had a lot of rainy days, snowy days. February is usually bad in the Northeast. This thing, when you set this up in your house, I mean, it's just next level, I think. I mean, it's just
absolutely.
They're going to be at USTE. I mean, the way they constructed this course to put it together is so simple, and the video you could take and
yeah, dude, they're making parks, like cool stuff. I can't wait to see what crawlerpark.com has in store for 2023. I'm telling you, like they're good stuff, and it's exciting to bring a brand like that into UST and give them an expo, a platform like that to come and talk about what they're working on. It's going to be exciting.
Present to myself.
Spoil yourself with something fun. I'm going to wait till after USTE. I want to see one in person and see what kind of options there are. I might have to have Jeremy at RC save some room in your truck for the car ride home in case I pull the trigger and buy one of these parts down there. I might need you to drive it home in your truck, bud, because I'm not flying home with all this nonsense. So if anyone's driving, save some room in your truck.
Yeah, I don't even think I have room for it. I mean, you know, you find room, but not down here. But yeah, check out Amazon, you know, or their website. I mean, it's next level. I mean, the obstacle courses they have. I mean, if you want to get some good content with your micros, it's next level stuff, man.
We did a collaboration project with Carryall. We got a crawlerpark.com vinyl wrap for the Carryall bag. We got a special kinetic cord color to go with it. The X design came out beautiful, and that is all the help in the world from Headhunter Studios. Mark over at Headhunters has been a phenomenal tutor trying to help me show the ins and outs of Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. If you don't know Headhunter Studios, please go check them out. They've got so many cool options over there at Headhunters. New heads to come that he's been working with. Phenomenal designer and painter. Really super rad guy.
We're gonna use him for the Herbie.
Oh, good idea.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be working on something. But yeah, great stuff, man.
All right, man. We'll
thank you, Pete, for
we'll
everything.
recap this, and we'll see everybody next week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like Facebook, Instagram.
Talbot has one too. I didn't realize Kevin Talbot got one. But Kevin, I think, is overseas somewhere. But I think our guy from Carryall, RC photographer guy, I forget his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, in Canada.
No. The photography guy, RC photograph guy, photography. I forget his darn name. He sent us hats. Did you get one of his hats with his logo and the truck on it? No. Dreamer and I got him at one point. Guys.
Josh Glover, Alan Glover.
No, that's Jeremy Allen Glover. That's up there in Canada. No. RC photograph guy, I forget his name. Anyway, I know he's got one because on the rccaraction.com website, you see a ton of his photos. Like they used a crap ton of his content to promote their brand. And then I saw Hemi Storm with them. RC Girl's been promoting them. Like the RC crawlerpark.com is, you've heard it here. If you don't know, go check out crawlerpark.com. They're blowing up the scene in the micro world. There's all kinds of options. Open up your wallet and go show some love. Crawlerpark.com.
Yeah, and you don't have to buy the full 250 kit. I mean, they sell them. What's good is they sell the obstacles separately. So you can just
there's
buy add-ons and add-ons and build your own vision. So
no, I'm excited.
Definitely, they're on Amazon, their website.
Listen, my idea for these, Pete, is listen up. If you're a hobby shop owner, RC Jesus, listen up. Somebody that's owning a hobby shop, it's worth it. Go drop a nut. Go drop $500 over at crawlerpark.com. Deck your hobby shop out in this little setup. Like, it's so easy. Don't stress about building and, sure, you take the time and you can, make it your own, sure. But drop $500, go buy a badass setup, set it in your hobby shop, and now you're going to bring people to your hobby shop to play on the course. Charge a fee. Charge $3 for 15 minutes to go call around or whatever.
Well,
you're going to make your money back.
You could display your new micros too. I mean, it's you could drive them before they buy them.
Absolutely. They're going to break stuff. They're going to want to upgrade stuff while they're there. If a hobby shop does it right, they should be embracing this crawlerpark.com in their hobby shops and decking them out and giving a place to run. It's an easy option if you're not, not everybody's White Rose that has these big ass garages and an indoor badass crawling park. It's an option for a small little hobby shop that's in like a strip mall somewhere, doesn't have a ton of room, and wants a quick little fix, or maybe they don't even want to leave it up all year round. Break the thing down, box it and put it away until next season. There's options. You'll make your money back on it, but whatever. I'm excited. I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, man. Should be awesome at USD.
All right. Thanks a lot, people. Jeremy, thank you for all your tips. I got the room in the truck, and maybe slightly used when you get it. Jeremy will wait like 3 weeks to send it to me. I don't know where it is right now. I have to keep digging. It's in the back of the truck somewhere.
All right, guys. We'll wrap up. We'll repost tomorrow, recap, and we'll see you guys next week.
Good stuff. All right, Pete. Be good. I'll see you next week. We'll be here with Rob Matthews next